The Raider-class Corvette was conceived as a response to the Galactic Empire's need for a small, fast and powerful vessel capable of countering the increasing threat posed by rebel starfighters and smaller craft. While the Empire's fleets were dominated by massive star destroyers and heavily armed cruisers, these larger capital ships often struggled to engage smaller, agile rebel ships which could evade heavy turbolaser fire and exploit the Empire's limited coverage in less populated sectors. To bridge this gap, the Empire required a ship that could perform a variety of missions, from patrol and interception to escorting and fleet support, with a focus on anti-starfighter capabilities. The Rebel Alliance's guerrilla tactics and reliance on starfighter assaults exposed weaknesses in the Imperial Navy's fleet composition. Smaller ships like X-Wings, Y-Wings, and A-Wings could evade large Imperial warships and inflict considerable damage, especially in attacks against Imperial convoys, bases, and other strategic assets. The Empire's existing star destroyers, designed primarily for ship-to-ship engagements with other large vessels, were often too cumbersome to deal with such threats effectively. Moreover, the Imperial Navy's reliance on TIE fighters as the primary counter to rebel starfighters was limited by the fighters' range and durability, making them unsuitable for prolonged engagements without a nearby capital ship for support. As a result, Imperial strategists recognized the need for a versatile, fast-response corvette that could patrol vulnerable regions, intercept enemy fighters, and quickly respond to rebel incursions. This ship needed to combine speed, maneuverability, and sufficient firepower to counter rebel starfighters, while also being capable of operating independently or in support of larger Imperial vessels. Thus, the concept for the Raider-class Corvette was born. The Empire turned to Kuat Drive Yard's KDY, a trusted starship manufacturer and longtime supplier of Imperial warships, to develop this new class of corvette. Known for their production of iconic Imperial ships like the Imperial-class star destroyers, Kuat Drive Yards had a reputation for creating designs that balanced firepower, durability, and the characteristic aesthetic of the Empire. Working closely with Imperial Navy strategists, Kuat Drive Yards aimed to design a corvette that could fulfill the Empire's operational needs and reinforce the Navy's effectiveness in both large fleet engagements and smaller skirmishes. The Raider-class Corvette was designed by Lyra Wessex, one of the most accomplished starship designers of her time and the mind behind the original Imperial-class star destroyer. Recognizing the need for a ship that could operate alongside TIE squadrons while compensating for the limitations of traditional Imperial vessels, Wessex focused on integrating anti-starfighter weaponry, robust shielding, and rapid sublight speeds into the Raider-class Corvette. This design approach allowed the Raider to excel in roles where larger ships struggled, particularly in patrolling hyperspace routes, escorting vulnerable transports, and providing fleet protection against enemy fighters. Lyra Wessex incorporated several key features into the Raider class that would set it apart. First, she emphasized a dagger-shaped hull consistent with the Imperial aesthetic, a shape that not only reinforced the Empire's iconic silhouette, but also improved the ship's profile for forward-oriented attacks. She added solar collector wings similar to those found on TIE interceptors, a feature that visually tied the Raider class to the Empire's starfighter line and served practical energy-gathering purposes. This corvette also boasted a powerful array of laser cannons and turbolasers strategically placed to counter fast-moving targets, allowing it to perform well against enemy starfighters and light vessels. With its combination of speed, firepower, and agility, the Raider-class Corvette was deployed primarily as an anti-starfighter picket ship within Imperial fleets. It was tasked with intercepting rebel starfighters, performing fast reaction patrols along vital Imperial trade and communication routes, and supporting star destroyers in larger engagements. The Raider-class Corvette's maneuverability and advanced weaponry made it a versatile platform for various missions, particularly in regions where the Empire needed a rapid response force to counter hit and run tactics by rebel forces. In addition to its anti-starfighter role, the Raider class also functioned as a capable escort, protecting Imperial convoys and supply ships from enemy attacks. This made it a valuable asset for securing the Empire's supply lines and defending transport operations from the persistent threat of rebel raids. The Raider-class Corvette thus became a symbol of the Empire's adaptive response to the evolving tactics of the Rebel Alliance, filling a critical gap in the Imperial Navy's ability to project power across the galaxy. In summary, the Raider-class Corvette, designed by Lyra Wessex and built by Kuat Drive Yards, was the Empire's tactical answer to the challenges posed by the Rebel Alliance's smaller, faster starships. Its versatility, speed, and dedicated anti-starfighter capabilities ensured that it would play an essential role in Imperial operations, both independently and as part of the greater Imperial fleet. The Raider-class Corvette was a small but formidable ship designed and produced by Kuat Systems Engineering for the Galactic Empire. Despite its relatively compact size, the Raider-1 class was heavily armed and equipped with a variety of weapons, making it an effective vessel for both offensive and defensive operations in the Empire's fleet. The Raider-1 class was equipped with 4 chin-mounted twin-light turbolaser batteries, 2 on each side of the ship's hull, designed for close-range combat against smaller rebel ships and starfighters. These turbolasers offered significant firepower for a corvette of its size, allowing the Raider-1 class to take on smaller capital ships and rebel cruisers or protect Imperial vessels from smaller threats. The twin-barrel design allowed for quicker targeting and more concentrated firepower than a single turret, making it highly effective in ship-to-ship combat. The Raider-1 class also boasted 6 turret-mounted heavy laser cannons scattered across the ship's surface. These cannons were well suited for anti-starfighter and anti-small ship operations. The turret configuration allowed the Raider-1 class to maintain a high degree of firepower across a wide arc of fire, giving it considerable versatility in combat. These heavy laser cannons were effective in fending off rebel fighters, bombers, and light capital ships, making the Raider-1 class an excellent support vessel in larger fleet engagements. To complement its primary weapon systems, the Raider-1 class was equipped with a single chin-mounted ion cannon. The ion cannon was designed to disable the shields and internal systems of enemy vessels rather than inflict physical damage. This made it particularly effective in disabling rebel starships, preventing their escape, or creating opportunities for boarding actions. The ion cannon could be used tactically to disrupt enemy ships and provide the Raider-1 class with an advantage in combat situations where overwhelming firepower was needed to secure victory. The Raider-2 class Corvette, an upgraded variant of the original Raider-1 class, featured a more versatile and balanced array of weaponry, making it a valuable asset in both offensive and defensive operations within the Imperial fleet. The Raider-2 class was equipped with concussion missile launchers, providing it with the ability to launch powerful projectiles capable of inflicting heavy damage to enemy starships. Concussion missiles were particularly effective against larger and slower targets, such as rebel frigates or even other corvettes. The Raider-2 class could launch these missiles in coordinated salvos, overwhelming enemy defenses and allowing the ship to capitalize on the resulting chaos. The exact number of missile launchers and missiles carried by the Raider-2 class is not entirely clear, but it was enough to make the vessel a serious threat when engaging enemy ships. In addition to its missile launchers, the Raider-2 class was armed with dual heavy laser cannons, which were capable of engaging enemy fighters and capital ships alike. These weapons provided the Raider-2 class with excellent firepower at both short and medium ranges. The dual-barrel configuration of the heavy laser cannons allowed for concentrated fire, increasing the ship's effectiveness in space combat. These weapons gave the Raider-2 class a balanced offensive capability, making it a versatile threat to both small starfighters and larger capital ships. Similar to the Raider-1 class, the Raider-2 class was equipped with ion cannons. These weapons were particularly valuable in combat situations where the goal was to disable enemy ships rather than destroy them outright. The ion cannons allowed the Raider-2 class to disable the shields and internal systems of enemy starships, making them easier targets for other Imperial ships or ground forces. These systems provided the Raider-2 class with additional tactical options, allowing it to neutralize enemy ships and prevent their escape or counterattacks. Both the Raider-1 class and Raider-2 class corvettes were formidable ships in their own right, equipped with a mix of turbolasers, ion weapons, and missiles to perform a variety of roles. The Raider-1 class focused more on close-range firepower with its light turbolasers and ion cannon, while the Raider-2 class featured more balanced weapons, including concussion missiles and dual heavy laser cannons. Together, these two classes of corvettes played a vital role in the Imperial Navy, offering fire support, fleet protection, and even disruption tactics in larger battles against the Rebel Alliance and other enemies. The Raider-class Corvette is equipped with a high-performance propulsion system designed to fulfill its primary role as a fast patrol ship in the Imperial Navy. Built for speed, maneuverability, and rapid response, the engines are a central feature of the Corvette, enabling it to intercept enemy vessels, execute fast hit-and-run tactics, and evade larger threats with precision. The propulsion system consists of a powerful main engine and 2 smaller auxiliary thrusters, which work together to give the Raider class its agility and impressive sublight speed. The primary propulsion system is centered around a large main engine located at the rear of the Corvette. This main engine, circular in design and highly luminous as shown in the image, is responsible for providing the majority of the ship's thrust. It is built to maximize straight-line speed, allowing the Raider-class Corvette to close in on targets quickly or pursue retreating ships. The large size of the main engine also suggests a high power output, making it suitable for fast acceleration, a crucial capability for a ship meant to respond swiftly to threats across different sectors. In addition to the main engine, there are two smaller shunting engines positioned on either side of the central thruster. These auxiliary thrusters are critical for the Corvette's maneuverability, allowing it to make quick course corrections, lateral movements, and sharp turns. This agility is particularly valuable in the Raider-class's role as a patrol ship, where it may need to navigate through dense asteroid fields, weave through enemy fire, or engage in close-quarters combat with starfighters. The placement of these shunting engines on the edges of the hull gives the ship added control and stability, allowing for tight maneuvering that heavier capital ships cannot match. As a patrol ship, the Raider-class Corvette frequently operates on the fringes of Imperial territory or in active combat zones where swift response times are essential. The engines are designed to support these patrol missions by enabling the ship to reach high speeds quickly, allowing it to rapidly intercept unauthorized vessels or respond to distress signals. In its secondary role as an escort vessel, the Raider-class can keep pace with Imperial fleets while also being capable of peeling off to engage or pursue enemy vessels independently when needed. During intercept missions, the main engine's output allows the Corvette to quickly bridge distances and get within weapons range of fleeing ships, while the shunting engines give it the flexibility to stay on target even if the enemy tries evasive maneuvers. This combination of raw power from the main engine and fine control from the auxiliary thrusters is what makes the Raider-class so effective at pursuing fast-moving ships, including smaller transports and starfighters, which would normally outrun larger Imperial vessels. The design and layout of the sublight engine support the Raider-class's role in tactical engagements where it might need to break through enemy lines or perform flanking maneuvers. The powerful central engine can propel the Corvette at impressive speeds, while the side-mounted shunting engines enable quick repositioning. This configuration allows the Raider-class to execute complex flight patterns, such as circling around enemy ships to attack weak points or evading concentrated fire while maintaining offensive pressure. In fleet formations, the Raider-class can also dart ahead of slower capital ships, scouting and harassing the enemy before the main fleet arrives. For a Corvette tasked with interception, response speed is everything. The Raider-class's Class II hyperdrive enables it to reach locations faster than most larger ships, but it is still limited compared to faster hyperdrive-equipped vessels. In interception scenarios, this means that while the Raider can deploy relatively quickly to track down enemy ships, it may not be able to outpace faster Rebel or New Republic ships that possess more advanced hyperdrives. A faster hyperdrive, like a Class I hyperdrive, would drastically improve the Raider-class's capabilities, reducing the time it takes to reach targets by half compared to its current setup. With a Class I hyperdrive, the Raider-class Corvette would be able to reach hostile ships and rapidly deploy reinforcements or pursue fleeing targets across longer distances with ease. This would allow it to more effectively serve as a first responder ship in dangerous or contested areas, meeting threats head-on and even surprising targets by arriving sooner than anticipated. While a Class II hyperdrive offers reasonable speed for its size, it somewhat limits the Raider-class's ability to perform at its peak in urgent missions. The Class II rating means that it takes twice as long to reach a destination in hyperspace compared to ships equipped with a Class I hyperdrive. In practice, this can delay the Corvette's arrival by hours in large sectors or days in distant systems, potentially allowing hostile forces to escape or regroup. It also reduces the Raider's effectiveness in fleet operations, where other faster vessels may arrive on location earlier, and the Raider risks missing critical moments in battle. For example, if an enemy fleet or convoy is detected moving through Imperial space, the Raider-class would be able to give chase but may arrive at the target location after faster ships have already engaged, limiting its impact. This delay could be the difference between successful interception and a missed opportunity, especially against the agile forces of the Rebel Alliance or New Republic, which are known for hit-and-run tactics and quick retreats. With a Class I hyperdrive, the Raider-class Corvette would be a far more effective tool for the Imperial Navy, amplifying its interception capabilities significantly. This enhancement would enable the ship to operate more autonomously, patrolling vast stretches of territory and engaging threats at a moment's notice. The Raider could rapidly deploy to critical locations, reinforce embattled allies, and even track down escaping ships over longer distances. In addition, a faster hyperdrive would enhance the Raider's role as an intelligence-gathering asset. It could scout enemy positions quickly, relaying information back to Imperial command while remaining difficult to catch. With a Class 1 hyperdrive, the Raider could respond to distress calls, intercept fast-moving rebel supply convoys, or rapidly flank an enemy fleet, providing invaluable flexibility to the Empire's tactical forces. The Raider-class Corvette is equipped with a Class 15 backup hyperdrive as a failsafe. While this secondary hyperdrive is far slower and only suitable for emergency situations, it provides the Raider class with a measure of security. If the primary hyperdrive becomes damaged or disabled, the ship can still evacuate the area or return to a safe location. However, this backup system is exceedingly slow, reinforcing the need for a high-quality primary hyperdrive to avoid reliance on the backup in operational contexts. In conclusion, the hyperdrive is a vital asset for the Raider-class Corvette, enhancing its capabilities as a rapid response and intercept vessel. While the current Class 2 hyperdrive is functional, it limits the ship's potential and hinders its ability to execute the Empire's missions with maximum efficiency. A Class 1 hyperdrive would dramatically improve the Raider's performance, enabling it to intercept enemy ships more effectively, deploy reinforcements faster, and operate with greater autonomy across Imperial space. The Raider-class Corvette, built by Quat Systems Engineering, was a compact but highly efficient vessel designed primarily for fleet support, patrol duties, and rapid response missions in the Imperial Navy. Though smaller than larger capital ships, the Raider class made the most of its size with a capable and specialized crew that maintained its systems and ensured its readiness for battle. The vessel had accommodations for a total of 93 crew members, which included both officers and enlisted personnel, along with a complement of 30 soldiers for specialized operations or onboard defense. The Raider-class Corvette was commanded by a skilled team of 15 officers who oversaw various aspects of the ship's operations, from navigation to combat and engineering. This officer cadre was essential for maintaining the strategic capabilities of the Raider class, as well as coordinating with larger fleets or escorting vessels. The officers included a captain, who commanded the ship, along with senior specialists for communications, weapons, engineering, and sensor operations. Given the Raider class's multi-role purpose, the officers had to be quick-thinking and adaptable, often coordinating with TIE fighter squadrons, escorting larger ships, or supporting ground troops. The 77 enlisted crew members aboard the Raider class fulfilled various critical roles in the ship's daily operation and upkeep. This included roles such as technicians, gunners, engineers, and maintenance personnel who ensured that the ship's weapon systems, engines, shields, and other essential components were fully operational. Enlisted crew members worked in shifts to keep the Corvette running efficiently, responding quickly to any technical issues or damage sustained during combat. They were also responsible for handling the ship's logistical needs, including cargo storage, supply management, and other support functions necessary for long missions. To complement the standard crew, the Raider class was equipped with quarters and facilities for 30 soldiers, often composed of Imperial stormtroopers or other specialized units. These troops provided the Corvette with additional combat capability in boarding or ground operations, as well as enhancing onboard security during dangerous missions. The soldiers could be deployed for reconnaissance, planetary assault support, and defense of strategic Imperial outposts. In some cases, the soldiers aboard were elite units tasked with high-priority operations, such as sabotage, search and rescue, or special forces missions. With their own quarters, the soldiers were accommodated for prolonged missions, ensuring they were battle-ready at any time. The command bridge of the Raider class was compact but equipped with advanced sensor and communication systems, allowing officers to monitor the battlefield and make quick tactical decisions. The bridge provided a centralized location for coordinating the ship's maneuvers, weapons, and defenses, with stations for both senior and junior officers, as well as enlisted personnel managing critical systems like weapons control and shield operations. With its relatively small size and tightly packed crew quarters, life on the Raider-class Corvette required discipline and efficiency from every crew member. Officers and enlisted personnel shared facilities, with bunk rooms for the enlisted crew and private or semi-private quarters for officers. Amenities were minimal, as the ship was intended for tactical operations rather than extended voyages. Crew members trained regularly in their roles and often operated under combat conditions, given the Corvette's frequent assignments in contested regions of the galaxy. The Raider-class Corvette's blend of officers, crew, and soldiers made it a flexible and highly effective asset for the Imperial Navy, serving both in fleet battles and independent operations. Its crew's specialized skills and readiness for combat allowed the ship to take on a wide range of missions, from hunting down rebel cells to providing defensive support for Imperial convoys and high-value targets. The Raider-class Corvette is uniquely equipped with an internal hangar located in the middle third of the ship's structure. This transverse rectangular hangar is designed with exits on both sides, each sealed by armored doors when not in use. This configuration provides a secure and compact space for housing up to 12 TIE fighters, allowing the Raider to carry a full squadron of interceptors or fighters directly into battle. The internal hangar provides the Raider class with a versatile and flexible air group deployment capability, enhancing its effectiveness as a patrol, interception, combat, and escort vessel. The Raider's hangar is designed to balance space efficiency with functionality. Located centrally within the Corvette's hull, the hangar's rectangular, transverse layout makes optimal use of the Corvette's compact frame, allowing it to store and deploy a significant number of starfighters for a ship of its size. Each exit is reinforced with armored doors, which remain closed during non-operational periods to protect the interior hangar space from external threats, stray fire, or hostile boarding attempts. The armored doors only open when TIE fighters are being launched or retrieved, ensuring that the hangar remains a secured area until deployment is necessary. The inclusion of a hangar for starfighter support gives the Raider-class Corvette a tactical edge over other light Imperial vessels that lack such facilities. This capability significantly expands the Raider's role and effectiveness in several operational contexts. When patrolling Imperial-controlled sectors, the Raider's starfighter complement acts as an extended detection and engagement layer. The TIE squadron can be deployed to sweep a wider area around the Corvette, helping identify any hidden or fast-moving threats before they can reach the Corvette. With starfighters acting as scouts, the Raider can cover more ground and maintain a broader perimeter, greatly enhancing the patrol's reach and effectiveness. For interception missions, the hangar allows the Raider to launch its TIE fighters quickly and send them to engage or pursue high-speed targets. Rebel ships, often equipped with faster hyperdrives or hit-and-run tactics, can be tracked and intercepted by the Corvette's TIE fighters, which can harass, disable, or delay these vessels until the Raider arrives. This makes the Raider an ideal vessel for disrupting enemy convoys or chasing down smaller rebel craft that attempt to evade capture by using maneuverability or speed. During direct combat, the Raider class can leverage its TIE squadron for both offensive and defensive maneuvers. The TIE fighters can serve as an outer defense screen, intercepting incoming fighters or missiles and drawing fire away from the Raider itself. Alternatively, the TIEs can provide close-range support, engaging enemy starfighters, bombers, or smaller craft that pose a threat to the Raider's hull. The Corvette can focus its own weaponry on larger ships or distant targets, while relying on its TIE squadron to handle nearby hostile fighters, giving it a versatile combat role. This layered defense enhances the Raider's survivability and combat effectiveness, particularly in fleet engagements where multiple threats need to be managed simultaneously. As an escort ship, the Raider class can defend Imperial convoys, capital ships, or high-value transports with significant flexibility. Its TIE fighters provide an additional protective screen that can intercept enemy fighters before they reach the escorted vessels. This capability is particularly useful for countering rebel snub fighter attacks, as the TIE squadron can split off to engage enemy craft while the Raider stays close to its escort target. The Corvette itself can perform deterrent maneuvers, while the TIE fighters act as interceptors, pursuing any attackers that try to evade the Raider's main guns. This dual-layered defense makes the Raider an excellent choice for escorting high-value Imperial assets through contested or dangerous regions of space. The combination of a Raider-class Corvette's fast, maneuverable frame and its onboard TIE squadron allows for a variety of tactical maneuvers that would be impossible for ships without a hangar. Some notable tactics include: in combat, the Raider can deploy its TIE fighters in a pincer movement to catch enemies in crossfire. The TIE squadron can attack from one direction, forcing the enemy to maneuver in a specific way, while the Raider approaches from another angle with its heavy laser cannons and turbolasers at the ready. This maneuver is particularly effective against lightly armored ships that might otherwise try to outrun the Corvette. The Raider's hangar doors allow for rapid deployment, meaning it can launch its fighters as soon as a threat is detected, ensuring the Corvette always has a quick response option. Whether it's intercepting an approaching ship or defending against a sudden ambush, the TIE squadron can be out and in combat within moments, maximizing the Raider's ability to handle unexpected threats. In ambush scenarios, the Raider can remain hidden or use a low-profile approach while launching its TIE fighters from cover. The TIEs can engage targets independently, drawing enemy forces into an ambush zone where the Raider can strike with its main weapons. Additionally, if enemies attempt to flee, the TIE fighters can give chase, allowing the Raider to stay back and provide fire support or engage other targets. In engagements where the Raider faces overwhelming opposition, it can deploy its TIE fighters in an assault to disrupt and slow down the enemy, buying time for a tactical withdrawal. The TIE squadron can harass enemy forces and act as a shield while the Raider moves to a safer position, either re-engaging on favorable terms or retreating to rally with reinforcements. The internal hangar on the Raider-class Corvette provides the ship with a significant tactical advantage across various roles. The ability to deploy a squadron of TIE fighters makes the Raider an effective patrol vessel, a flexible interceptor, a versatile combat ship, and a powerful escort. With its TIE squadron operating as an extension of its own capabilities, the Raider class can undertake complex missions that would be beyond the scope of a conventional Corvette, amplifying the ship's value as a multi-role asset within the Imperial Navy. Whether in solo operations, fleet actions, or convoy escorts, the Raider's hangar and air group offer enhanced versatility, allowing it to adapt to a wide range of tactical challenges in the Empire's mission to maintain control and stability across the galaxy. The Raider-class Corvette exhibits a sleek and formidable design, crafted with the Empire's typical aesthetic and operational efficiency in mind. Like many Imperial vessels, the Raider-class Corvette follows the iconic dagger-shaped hull design, a characteristic feature of the Imperial Navy's capital ships. This distinctive shape not only aligns with the Empire's standardized warship silhouette, but also serves functional purposes by focusing the vessel's forward-facing weaponry and armor towards potential threats. Measuring approximately 150 meters in length, the Raider 2 Corvette combines aggressive design elements with practical features, making it an ideal choice for fast attack and tactical support roles in the Imperial fleet. At the aft end of the Raider Corvette lies its command bridge, a well-armored and sizable structure that provides operational oversight for the vessel. The bridge's layout, though compact in comparison to larger Imperial ships, is designed to maximize efficiency. From this vantage point, the ship's officers can command the Corvette's movements, monitor sensor readings, and coordinate with its starfighter squadron and ground forces. The bridge is protected with additional plating and shielded windows, enhancing its durability in combat situations and providing a layer of protection for the ship's command crew. One of the Raider's distinctive design features is the large boarding ramp located on the ventral prow of the Corvette. This ramp allows for efficient deployment of troops and equipment directly from the Corvette to planetary surfaces, space stations, or other vessels in boarding operations. The ramp provides a versatile entry point for Imperial forces, facilitating rapid deployment for assaults or extractions. In boarding maneuvers, the Raider 2's armor and shields provide cover for the boarding parties as they disembark, allowing it to serve effectively in both assault and tactical infiltration roles. A notable and unique design element on the Raider-class Corvette is the addition of solar collector wings mounted on its exterior. These wings closely resemble the solar arrays found on TIE interceptors, enhancing the vessel's appearance as a fearsome part of the Imperial arsenal, while also serving a practical function. The solar collector wings harness energy from nearby stars and light sources, which can assist in powering the Corvette's subsystems and reduce strain on its internal power sources. This feature enhances the Raider's operational endurance and aligns it aesthetically with the Empire's TIE series, creating a cohesive design language across Imperial ships. The Raider is equipped with 3 retractable landing legs that deploy from the bottom of the hull when needed. These legs are somewhat reminiscent of the landing gear on the larger Acclamator-class assault ships, providing a stable foundation for the Raider 2 during surface landings. This landing capability enables the Raider to operate from planetary surfaces or the hangar bays of larger Imperial capital ships. Additionally, the Corvette features a retractable boarding ladder similar to the one found on Lambda-class shuttles, allowing for easy crew entry and exit when the Corvette is in a landed position. These features enable the Raider 2 to function effectively in both spaceborne operations and planetary deployments, enhancing its versatility. The Raider is equipped with at least 3 escape pods to ensure the safety of its crew in case of catastrophic damage. These pods are strategically positioned within the hull to provide quick access for the bridge crew and other critical personnel, ensuring a chance of survival should the ship be rendered inoperable. The vessel's internal layout includes life support and storage systems capable of sustaining 3 months' worth of consumables, which allows the crew to undertake extended missions or wait out distress situations until rescue arrives. This makes the Raider-2 a self-sufficient vessel for long-range patrols and independent operations within contested or isolated regions. The Raider is equipped with deflector shields to enhance its survivability in combat. These shields protect the vessel from both energy-based and projectile attacks, allowing it to withstand enemy fire while maintaining offensive capabilities. The deflector shields play a crucial role in enabling the Raider-2 to close in on hostile forces and support larger vessels in the fleet. They are particularly useful for the Corvette's close-range engagements and high-speed maneuvers, as they reduce the likelihood of critical damage from enemy starfighter or cruiser fire during intense skirmishes. The Raider-class Corvette is purpose-built for fast response and interception missions, blending speed with durability and firepower. The iconic dagger-shaped hull, reinforced bridge, and powerful engines are all geared toward making the Corvette a formidable opponent in both defensive and offensive operations. Additionally, the inclusion of solar collector wings that mirror the design of TIE interceptor wings gives the Raider-2 an imposing and cohesive look within the Imperial Navy, reinforcing the Empire's design philosophy and brand of fearsome efficiency. This aesthetic unity, combined with its practical capabilities, makes the Raider not only a deadly asset on the battlefield, but also a symbol of the Empire's reach and strength across the galaxy. In summary, the Raider-class Corvette exemplifies the Empire's blend of functional design and intimidating presence, with features such as a central hangar, powerful engines, deflector shields, and a flexible layout for both spaceborne and surface operations. These design choices make the Raider a vital part of the Imperial fleet, particularly suited for patrol, escort, and interception roles where quick response times and versatile capabilities are essential. The Raider-class Corvette, one of the Empire's highly versatile warships, was constructed by Kuat Drive Yards, a renowned starship manufacturer that was responsible for producing many of the Galactic Empire's most iconic vessels. The Raider-class was designed to fill a specific tactical niche, a highly mobile, heavily armed ship capable of engaging enemy forces in a variety of roles, from assault and reconnaissance to supply interdiction and fleet support. Kuat Drive Yards was the primary shipyard involved in the production of the Raider-class Corvette. Located in the Kuat system, these shipyards were some of the most advanced and efficient in the galaxy, capable of constructing large quantities of warships for the Galactic Empire. The scale of operations at Kuat allowed for the mass production of various classes of Imperial vessels, including the iconic Imperial Star Destroyers. The Raider-class Corvette, being a smaller and more specialized ship, benefited from the mass production capabilities of Kuat Drive Yards. The ship was designed by Imperial engineers, led by Lyra Wessex, who presented the Raider-class as a solution to the need for a more versatile and effective vessel in the Outer Rim territories. The ship's compact design, combined with powerful armament and advanced systems, made it suitable for the Imperial Navy's need for a fast, maneuverable craft to enforce order in the galaxy's more lawless regions. The construction of the Raider-class Corvette required substantial logistical coordination and access to various resources. Kuat Drive Yards had the capacity to procure the necessary materials, such as reinforced alloys, advanced energy systems, and heavy weapons, from the Empire's industrial base. These resources were carefully sourced and processed in the Kuat system, where extensive mining operations extracted raw materials such as durasteel and Tibanna gas, both vital for the production of starship hulls and weaponry. The Raider-class Corvette was constructed in modular sections, with advanced factories and assembly lines producing the necessary components. Once the sections were built, they were shipped to the main construction yards, where they were assembled, tested, and outfitted with the appropriate weapons, engines, and sensor systems. The ship's engines and advanced weaponry were designed to be compatible with other Imperial vessels, ensuring streamlined repairs and resupply across the fleet. The Raider-class Corvette was priced at approximately 3 million credits per vessel. This relatively low cost made the ship an attractive option for the Empire, especially when compared to larger, more expensive capital ships like the Imperial Star Destroyer. At this price point, the Empire could field large numbers of Raider-class Corvettes, making them a cost-effective solution for both fleet defense and offensive operations. The low price also meant that the Raider-class Corvette could be produced and distributed at scale, making it one of the more widely used warships during the Galactic Civil War. While the ship was not as heavily armed as larger destroyers or battleships, its cost-effective nature and versatility ensured that it remained an important part of the Empire's naval forces. The ability to deploy multiple Raider-class corvettes in strategic locations allowed the Empire to maintain a strong presence in the Outer Rim territories, where rebel forces often operated. The Raider-class corvette represented a balance between power, versatility, and cost-effectiveness. Constructed in the vast shipyards of Kuat Drive yards, it was built using the Empire's extensive resources and advanced manufacturing techniques. At a price of 3 million credits, it was an affordable solution for Imperial commanders, allowing for large-scale deployment across the galaxy's more volatile regions. With its powerful weapons, efficient design, and relatively low cost, the Raider class became a cornerstone of the Imperial Navy's operations, ensuring the Empire's dominance, even in the most challenging of environments. The Raider-class Corvette was designed by Lyra Wessex, an Imperial engineer and strategist, in response to a growing need for a more versatile and effective combat vessel within the Imperial Navy. In 6 years before Battle of Yavin, Wessex's design was approved, and Kuat Drive yards began production of the Corvette. The ship was specifically crafted to address tactical vulnerabilities exposed during the Galactic Civil War, particularly in the vast and unpredictable expanse of the Outer Rim territories. These regions, known for their remote locations and complex hyperspace routes, required a class of ship that could maintain Imperial presence, respond quickly to threats, and counter the strategies employed by the Rebel Alliance. The Raider class was a relatively small warship, measuring just 150 meters in length, making it highly maneuverable and well-suited for rapid strikes, interdiction, and patrolling. Its size allowed it to be deployed in large numbers across vast sectors, bolstering the Empire's ability to dominate the less explored regions of space. One of its key advantages was its hyperdrive system, which allowed the Raider to travel quickly between systems, making it an effective vessel for maintaining control in the Outer Rim, where the Imperial presence was often stretched thin. The Corvette was armed with a variety of weapons, including laser cannons and concussion missiles, which made it capable of holding its own against smaller Rebel ships and capital vessels alike. Though primarily used for patrol and interception missions, the Raider-class Corvette had a notable role in testing new Imperial technologies. One such test involved the use of a Raider-class vessel to trial the prototype TIE Advanced X-1 starfighter, a project spearheaded by the Empire's efforts to improve upon the standard TIE fighter design. The TIE Advanced was equipped with a hyperdrive, something the standard TIE lacked, allowing it to accompany the Raider-class Corvette on long-range operations. While the TIE Advanced proved too costly for mass production, its testing on the Raider class underscored the flexibility of the Corvette as a platform for experimentation and adaptation to new Imperial needs. During the Galactic Civil War, the Raider-class Corvette saw extensive service, especially in the Outer Rim, where it helped reinforce Imperial dominance and thwart the growing Rebel Alliance's efforts. The ship's ability to patrol remote sectors, disrupt Rebel supply lines, and engage in quick skirmishes made it an invaluable asset in the conflict. The Raider-class Corvette's size and armament allowed it to work well in conjunction with larger Imperial ships, serving as a fast response unit or a strategic deterrent to Rebel forces operating in less defended systems. Despite its initial success, the Raider-class Corvette eventually saw its role diminish as the Empire shifted focus toward larger, more heavily armed capital ships as part of its standard battle fleet. However, the Raider class's legacy remained as its design principles were incorporated into later Imperial vessels, continuing to influence warship development well into the Imperial era. The Raider-class Corvette, a versatile and compact warship, played a significant role in the aftermath of the Galactic Civil War, with various vessels from this class participating in crucial battles and events that shaped the course of galactic history. Below is a summary of key moments in the history of these corvettes, from the Galactic Civil War to their continued use under the First Order. During the Empire's attempts to suppress insurgents in the Umbara system, 2 Raider-class corvettes were assigned to an Imperial task force under Admiral Carlu Gendling. However, Gendling's indecision and failure to act decisively led to disastrous results. One of the corvettes was destroyed in the fighting, and the other sustained critical damage. The loss of these ships highlighted the difficulties the Empire faced as it tried to maintain control over systems plagued by rebellion and unrest during the later stages of the Galactic Civil War. After the Battle of Yavin, one Raider II class corvette, the Corvus, was assigned to Inferno Squad, an elite Imperial Special Forces unit led by Commander Iden Versio. The Corvus became the team's primary vessel, serving as both a transport and assault ship during several critical missions. The ship was involved in the Battle of Endor, where it operated alongside other Imperial forces in an attempt to quell the Rebel Alliance's final push against the Empire. Despite the Empire's eventual defeat at Endor, the Corvus remained a significant asset to Inferno Squad. During the evacuation of VIII, another Raider-class Corvette played a pivotal role in a daring operation. Rebel pilot Lieutenant Ivan VIII infiltrated an Imperial Star Destroyer to buy time for the Rebel forces to complete their evacuation. VIII commandeered the Raider-class Corvette, ramming it into the Star Destroyer, ejecting at the last moment. The impact of the collision caused the Star Destroyer to veer off course, with the resulting blast leveling a nearby mountain. This heroic act bought the rebels enough time to successfully evacuate and escape Imperial pursuit, showcasing the Corvette's importance in even the smallest of tactical operations. The Raider-class Corvettes would also become involved in the personal vendetta of Commander Elian Zara, a former Imperial officer with a grudge against the Alderaan survivor fleet and its leader, Princess Leia Organa. Zara's crew, a group of raiders, captured 2 Raider-class Corvettes and used them in their attacks on the fleet in an attempt to draw out Leia and exact revenge. Zara sought to return to the Imperial Navy and gain a promotion to Admiral from Emperor Palpatine. However, during a confrontation with Jedi Commander Luke Skywalker, one of the Raider-class Corvettes suffered significant damage to its systems. Zara's crew, realizing their defeat was imminent, abandoned her aboard the Corvette, leaving her to face the approaching rebel forces as the other Corvette joined the retreat. Decades after the fall of the Galactic Empire and 5 years after Battle of Yavin, the Raider-class Corvette continued to see service even beyond the Empire's disintegration. Some of these Corvettes were captured by the New Republic, with one being brought into the hangar of a Starhawk-class battleship. The Corvette served as a testament to the Empire's lasting influence, even in its collapse, as remnants of its warships were repurposed by the New Republic for their own defense. In the years following the rise of the First Order, the Raider-class Corvette continued to be utilized by collaborators who still held loyalties to the Empire's ideals. The Raider-class ships were still in use during the Battle of VIII, where one was destroyed by New Republic fighters. As the galaxy faced the threat of the First Order, some of these Corvettes fell into the hands of those who sought to restore the Imperial era, a reminder of the Empire's far-reaching legacy and its ability to survive in various forms. Ultimately, the Raider-class Corvettes remained a symbol of both Imperial power and the continuing struggle between the remnants of the old Empire and the forces of the New Republic and later the Resistance. From the Umbara system to the Final Order, these ships found use across many different factions and were a constant presence in the galaxy's ongoing conflicts, illustrating the lasting impact of the warships built by the Empire and their long and varied history. The Corvus was a Raider II-class Corvette that played a significant role in the events surrounding the Galactic Civil War, the rise of the New Republic, and the struggles between the Resistance and the First Order. Originally an Imperial vessel, it was later repurposed and played a key role in the operations of both the Empire and the New Republic. The Corvus began its service as part of the Imperial Navy, specifically designed as a Raider II-class Corvette, a 150-meter-long assault starship with a modular interior. Originally intended for Imperial missions, the ship was gutted and extensively upgraded, receiving state-of-the-art computer systems to make it more efficient for specialized covert operations. Initially piloted by 2 crew members, the ship's controls were later modified to allow it to be piloted by just one individual, showcasing its adaptability. The Corvus was then assigned to Inferno Squad, an elite Imperial Special Forces unit led by Commander Iden Versio. Under Inferno Squad's command, the Corvus participated in several important battles and covert missions. It was present during the Battle of Endor, where it engaged rebel forces, though it ultimately played a secondary role in the larger conflict. The ship also participated in the skirmish on Fondor, which saw Inferno Squad completing their mission objectives. However, the most significant moment in the Corvus' history came during the skirmish on Vardos, where Versio and Agent Del Mico, 2 key members of Inferno Squad, defected from the Empire. They commandeered the Corvus and fled Vardos, taking along a group of refugees who were escaping the Empire's tightening grip. The defection of Versio and Mico was a pivotal moment that marked the beginning of their journey to join the New Republic, and the Corvus became their escape vessel. After their defection, the Corvus was taken into the New Republic fleet, where it was extensively retrofitted for its new role. The solar panels on the sides were removed, and its engines were replaced with more efficient models. The ship was given a new Republic livery and continued to serve as a transport, reconnaissance, and combat vessel. The Corvus participated in the Battle of Jakku, one of the final engagements of the Galactic Civil War, which marked the end of the Empire. This victory for the New Republic, along with the fall of the Empire, saw the Corvus solidify its place as a symbol of the shift in power. However, the Corvus's story did not end with the Empire's defeat. In the years following the fall of the Galactic Empire, the Corvus was once again caught in the tides of galactic conflict. During the rise of the First Order, the Corvus was captured on the planet Pilio by Janata Security, a private military contractor working for the First Order. At this point, Del Meeko, one of the ship's former crew members, was captured and interrogated by Kylo Ren. Ren sought information about Lor San Tekka and the location of the map to Luke Skywalker, and after interrogating Meeko, Ren handed him over to Gideon Hask, a former member of Inferno Squad. Hask executed Meeko and left the Corvus on Pilio as bait to lure Iden Versio into a trap. At some point after these events, the Corvus was discovered by Shriv Suagav and the Resistance. As part of the investigation into the mysterious Project Resurrection, Shriv's scans revealed the Corvus's last known location. Shriv, Iden, and Zay Versio, Iden's daughter, traveled to the Corvus in search of answers regarding the disappearance of Meeko and their own past. Their investigation led them to the planet Athulla, where they uncovered more details about the Corvus's past missions. However, during this mission, a Janata security fleet appeared, forcing the Corvus to flee to Vardos, the homeworld of Iden and Zay. It was over Vardos that the Corvus met its tragic end. In a final attempt to eliminate the Versios, Gideon Hask, now a commander in the First Order, ordered the destruction of the Corvus. The Retribution, a massive First Order warship, fired upon the Corvus, which was shot down and destroyed in an effort to kill Zay Versio, who had been on board at the time. The destruction of the Corvus marked the final chapter in the ship's long and tumultuous history. A vessel that had once been a symbol of Imperial power, later turned into a symbol of defection and resistance, and ultimately met its end in the shadow of the First Order's rise. The Corvus's legacy, like those of many ships that played pivotal roles in the Galactic Civil War, serves as a reminder of the galaxy's ever-changing nature and the shifting allegiances that defined its history.